That was a great live stream, I'll be honest. Free 5-star? Has that ever even been done? Has that ever even been conducted? Alright, now that we just watched the live stream, I'm going to review what we just went through. Alright? Very briefly, I'm no expert. Obviously, we have 3 redemption codes. That's like 300 jades plus like 150,000 credits. Yes, insane stuff. Rummei is looking amazing. The deoxyribonucleic acid streaming down from her character design. Very cool. They released the warp events. So the phase 1 warp is going to consist of Rummei and Blade, along with the 4-star characters March 7th, Tingyun, and Shuiyi. Shuiyi and Tingyun make up for it, as well as having Rummei and Blade if you want to pull for him. Great characters, great banner, I love it. The phase 2 warp is going to be Dr. L plus Ratio and Kafka. Very cool rerun. Again, they're running with that Blade and Kafka rerun. That is amazing. Alright. So a little less quality 4 stars here. We have Sushang, Natasha, and Hook. Okay, I can deal with it, but to be honest, I'm probably not pulling on these banners anyways, so who cares, right? This is probably one of the biggest things to come out of this. This is what everybody's talking about. A free 5-star out of the blue. Boom. Boom. Free copy of Dr. Ratio. You don't need to pull on this banner. You don't need to spend your jades or your money on this banner. Unless you're wanting Kafka. But you genuinely do not have to invest. Unless you want copies. Unless you want his... I assume his E1 is going to be amazing. Because they have to sell him somehow. Right? So either his character in general is amazing. Which... E0 would be great. However, they wouldn't sell him that way because they're giving one out for free to literally everybody. So, E1, I'm assuming Dr. Ratio E1 is going to be, like, peak. Because, first of all, it's an Eidolon of a limited 5-star unit. Second of all, they have to sell him somehow. And selling his E1 or potentially, obviously E6, but E6 of every character is amazing. So, selling his E1 is probably how they're going to get people to pull on his banner. So, regardless, you're getting a free copy of Dr. Ratio. And that is not just out of the blue, by the way. That is... Okay, what the hell, man? That is due to Honkai Star Rail winning the best mobile game of the year from the Game Awards themselves. And, I mean, that's a feat. That's the biggest feat. I think I wholeheartedly agree that this is the best mobile game. Possibly that I've ever played. I mean, like, it is what it is. They released a new simulated universe game mode. So essentially, you have GLaDOS, and I wasn't paying attention too much for this part because I'm kind of getting a little overwhelmed with all of the new game modes that they're spamming out with simulated universe and MOC. It's just a little overwhelming, just a tad bit, okay. But I think essentially it's more of a story-driven one, and there are a lot of rewards to go into here. Pure Fiction is going to be the MOC, I guess you could say, alternate. Now MOC is going to share and overlap phases with Pure Fiction, which is basically kind of like a new MOC in a way. But how they described it was that you have, I think, one or a few battles, and the boss, when you kill it, keeps respawning, and your goal is to kill that boss as many times as possible in the cycles that they give you. So similar to MOC, except MOC is about completing the entire battle in as little cycles as possible, whereas this is completing the battle as many times as you can within those amount of cycles. So you can't, yeah, that is essentially what it is. So they're very similar in that way, and you will get a ton of rewards in it. That is permanent, so that's going to be recurring, just like MOC is recurring every period. They're going to be releasing a new buff, I guess, for Pure Fiction, and you also can get links from that, so very cool. They're going to be adding MOC stages 11 and 12. We did already know this. This was going to be a big thing. MOC 10 is no longer going to be the hardest, most challenging endgame content. We're going to have 11 and 12. So For those of you who think MOC is too easy, congratulations, you have a new challenge ahead of you. Okay. I don't know if they're gonna go about it in here talking about it, but they are gonna have a new quality of life update to this. So to Memory of Chaos. So if you complete MOC stage 7, you can start right back there and claim all the rewards, even from the from this new period, right? So after you complete all the way up to MOC stage 7, you can then from then on complete automatically stages 1 through 6 and just claim the rewards and start at stage 7 and go all the way to, I guess I would say 10, but now it's 12. So new area, seclusion zone. This is I believe Ron May's kind of like rented property in Herta Space Station. Very cool. New enemies. This is probably going to be alongside that in that area. It is a swarm disaster. Not swarm disaster. A swarm enemy. This is the Swarm King, right? Who spawns hundreds of his freaking allies, and you kind of have to get rid of him before he can make more of him. Yeah, very, very deadly, very, very cool, very fun. I saw this thing as physical, ice, and imaginary weakness. So if you have Ambibitor Lunae or potentially Dr. Ratio, because they're probably trying to sell him, Jingliu, or maybe Argenti if you're buying him here, you're good to go. Or any other really built unit with those weaknesses. A new Echo of War, very cool. A new free 10 pole here for the Gift of Odyssey. A new one of those little cute game modes, Critter Pick. It's basically where you can fuse these critters. I don't know. I don't remember what they're called. And it's kind of probably like gonna be one of those like chill little Stardew Valley like friggin' Animal Crossing type game modes. It's like, you know, not for sweats. I will play it because I don't care. We have the double drops for the planar ornaments and relics. Very cool. Now they didn't go over this, I don't believe, or at least not for very long. But daily training is gonna be easier. Like I said, the auto clear function, and well, that's about it. He's so fine. Who is this? Oh, Aventurine. Yeah. Oh yes. I don't know why that's not included in here, but they did go over some cool things about Penacony as a planet. They introduced some of the characters, so maybe I can play just the last bit, or maybe just
star system.
Maybe just skim through it. So this guy, I guess, is the leader of Penacony, if you will. And they basically did some nice B-roll of Penacony. It looks very, very, very cool. I'm just gonna show the beat. They introduced a few characters. All right, look. This place looks like a Universal Park. Literally, I feel like I've been here in Universal. Like, this is... It looks incredible. They only show us like 2 little tiny snippets of it, but yeah, that's what I'm very excited for, to be able to go to a new planet, explore new areas, and not just be bored farming the same places. I'm so excited for Penacony. That's probably one of my favorite things, aside from getting a free 5-star. Now, I may go over Dr. Ratio's capabilities in a different video. I won't get too into it now. I will say probably great synergies with Topaz, great synergies with Nihility characters who provide a lot of debuff, perhaps Silver Wolf. I'm glad to have him though. Welcome home, Dr. Ratio. I'll see you soon. That's pretty much it. That's all that the dev stream had to offer, if I'm not mistaken. There are some codes. I'll put them in the description of this video, but most people have probably already claimed them. It might actually be useless because this video will probably come out after the fact of the codes expiring. So it is what it is. But yeah, that is basically the rundown of the 1.6 dev live stream.